In this chess video, we are going to discuss for some amazing chess tricks and traps against the Sicilian defense, especially in the Smith-mora gambit. Smith-mora gambit is generally begun by the move d4 over here. Now, what does this d4 moves justify? It justifies that we are directly counter-attacking towards the center, and at the same time we have developed both the bishops having open diagonals. Alright, so over here in this position I have gone through many of the games and black played a most common response d6. Yes, d6 is not at all a good response, but still many of the people play this. Well, over here we'll play d5. This is the old Benoni defense, and then now you are aware about this queen a5 threat. So let's discuss for it. Queen a5 check. We played bishop d2 as usual. Queen p6 attacking this pawn. And now trust me, this is the poison pawn. Poison pawn. Why? We'll first develop the knight to c3, and then we are giving up this pawn. If black takes this poison pawn, then he is under the trap. Let's see how. Black takes the pawn, we play rook b1, and this is a forcing response to black. Black can only play queen to a3. Now, over here you have to play knight b5. Knight b5, we are attacking the queen. And now, there are a lot of variations, which I am going to be one by one. Well, over here we can make sure none of the squares, queen can go in none of the squares highlighted. Queen cannot go at b4 or a5 because of the bishop. Okay, and now we consider queen a6. The knight can come over here giving check and you win the queen. Going back in this position, if queen takes the pawn, then you play rook a1. You are attacking the queen. Queen comes to b2, you play bishop c3. And once again, the queen is trapped. Queen will take the rook, you will take the queen. This is easy for you to win the game. Going back, in this position, I studied about taking this pawn. What if he does not take? Instead, he plays queen a4. Now, in queen a4, you have to shock your opponent by the stunning sacrifice, where if black takes, black is gone. Over here, we begin with bishop to b5 giving check, and unfortunately, black will lose the queen. So let's go back. What if black does not take the knight? So we may consider that king cannot come over here because of this bishop threat. So king comes to d8, and after king to d8, we'll take the pawn, creating a threat attacking the rook. King comes to c7. We'll begin with bishop f4 check. Now over here, if he plays something like e5, then that's a huge blunder. Well, what you can do is you can begin with en passant. King goes to c6 and we play queen d5. That's the checkmate. Going back, in this position, after king c7, we begin with bishop f4 check. Now, if king comes to d7, then we will play bishop b5 check, and later on you may win the queen. Alright, so these were all the traps in the Smith-mora gambit, and this is the poison pawn for I was talking about. Well, now you might say, how can, if you are playing as black, and now how can you defend in this position? Well, so in this position, if you have to defend against this trap, what you can do is don't play d6. Instead, you can play b6. This is the Owen's defense. You can play b6 over here. Don't try d6. D6 is the opening error.